Finally back to Bloodborne, my favorite game in the From Software catalog, with a tight collection of trick weapons and one of the best parry mechanics in the Soulsborne series, a gun. Wouldn't it be fun to center an entire playthrough around those? And you already saw the thumbnail, so you know what this is. Run the intro! Howdy, I'm Prakuza, and welcome to DevBox, where we take games and tinker around their insides to see what makes them tick. Today we'll be trying out a challenge run to push our current target to the limits of what is possible within the game's systems. In this case, we're going to be taking a look at Bloodborne and asking the simple question, can you beat the entire game with only the beast claws? Well, unlike the last video, the obvious answer is yes. The claws do damage and are designed as an intentional weapon, but let's ignore the obvious for now and take a look at what a playthrough of Bloodborne claw only really entails. For starters, it means starting pretty late into a normal game, since the beast claws can only be found fairly deep into the Chalice dungeons, specifically the ones down the Ailing Loran line of dungeons, which is dropped by Amygdala. So that means either getting all the way through Vicar Amelia in order to unlock the Nightmare Frontier in order to even get access to the right Chalice dungeons, skip ahead and get to the meat and potatoes of this whole situation, instead of getting halfway through the game with either no weapon or a different weapon, we're starting in New Game Plus. This way, we can clear the earlier bosses with the Beast Claws, as well as the later ones and the DLC, which, yes, for this claw-only run, will be do all bosses run this time. Now, starting in New Game Plus implies two things. One is that I leveled up enough to get through my initial playthrough as if it was a casual run of the game. This got me up to level 101, ooh boy, as my milquetoast woman, Lady Clawsome. If you would like to know why I picked milquetoast, by the way, so would I. Yeah, I was kinda pushing through the character creator quickly and forgot to start off as a waste of skin like I normally do, since that one feels the most natural to me in real life. Part the second, my Beast Claw is already at plus 10, which is incredibly powerful early on in New Game Plus. It's one of my biggest issues with New Game Plus in general, where power progression works backwards, with the player starting off extremely powerful at the start of a playthrough and then suddenly feeling super weak by the end. Anyway, to solve the second problem, I decided to start with the lost and uncanny versions of the Beast Claw, which I left at plus 0 in my casual run leading up to this. So while I do still have the materials needed to level the claw up, I'm going to try to keep myself region locked, by not allowing myself to level up my weapons until I've found each next level of Bloodstone, meaning I have to start with a plus 0 until I find a Bloodstone Shard, which will then let me level up to plus 3. Then I'll need a Twin Bloodstone Shard to get to plus 6, then I'll need to find a Bloodstone Chunk before I can get up to plus 9. And finally, I'll need to drop the Mensis Brain down the hole before finally hitting plus 10. So with the rules laid out, let's get down to the run itself. And the first speed bump I run into isn't even a boss. It's the regular old enemies. Sure, the standard hunting party is somewhat difficult, but the real issue actually comes from the giant guys with the brick. The problem is that normally I shoot the guy in the face and then land visceral after the parry. However, I don't have a gun in my left hand. I have another claw, and that doesn't parry. In fact, even the charge R2 while dual wielding the Beast Claw doesn't even work to open up an enemy for a visceral attack. Well, at least not when I've got the Beast Carol rune on that gives me this nice fur coat. So even if I could get behind this dude, I would still need to swap to one-handing my weapon in order to get the opportunity for visceral. That being said, I still kill him fine, and the others. I mean, I die plenty. Like to these werewolves, which lead me to a true fact of life. Revenge is not only best served cold, but also with a slice of cheese, like wine and salami. Or apple pie, but still I don't have much problem before reaching the Cleric Beast. This guy also doesn't give me too much trouble. I take him out on my first attempt, although I should note that this is in no way free. At this point, I have found a Bloodstone Shard, so I do have plus 3 Beast Claws, with 2 Blood Gems slotted inside, but that is still less than a third of their total power on New Game Plus. So yeah, this weapon leveling is already starting to give me some problems, which makes this fight drag for a bit longer than it would if I'd have only fully leveled my Beast Claws. Still, Cleric Beast is simple. Don't get caught in his grab and break his limbs for one of the easier wins we're going to find across this playthrough. On to the next boss. We hit another speed bump. Still no roadblocks or full-on walls, but definitely a tricky situation here. But first, let's talk about exactly how beefy enemies have become. The best example of that I can find is right about here on the bridge leading up to Gascoigne. See, normally, this group of hunters are a staple of challenge runs, as an early, offline, passive blood echo farm, because the giant flaming ball will come through and kill most, if not all of them in one go. However, in New Game Plus, the fireball no longer kills them in one hit, instead leaving them at about half health. So it is now left up to me to finish them off. Anyway, on to Gascoigne. Let's start rolling the footage. Now to start, I went ahead and picked up the music box from Gascoigne's daughter, so that'll definitely help in the fight, since I'm going to want those handful of opportunities to grab a visceral attack. I definitely don't want to die. Well, there's my first boss death. Not my first death, oh goodness, that happened hours ago. No. Only the first one to a boss, fucking Gascoigne. Alright, well, the actually successful version is pretty much the same, only this time I get all 3 viscerals. Nice. Anyway, the rest of the fight is pretty standard, Beast Gascoigne. I mean, he almost kills me again, but I tank through some hits, get shoved into the ground, and then greed until I finally win. Because that's definitely a proper strategy. And with Gascoigne dead, it's time we introduce our gal to the world in regal style. YouTube, I present to you, Lady Gascoigne, Beast Lady Extraordinaire. This might be worth the joke, but let's get back to the Wolf Maria cosplay. And not only because this is my favorite looking armor in the game, but also because it's the objectively coolest looking armor in the game. Canehurst Knightus with pants. So, we're in Odin Chapel, and we've already talked to Eileen and can now snag the old lady. We also get the flame sprayer from Gilbert, but that doesn't quite matter since we can't hold it in our claws. Not that it'll be helpful against our next boss anyway, the Blood-Starved Beast. But first, we might be able to get an improvement to our weapon thanks to this scurrying beast. Disappointment in the game of Oh well, I guess never mind. How about this guy? Will he give me the Yeah. Guess we're fighting Blood-Starved Beast with +3 still. Alright, let's go and kill the boss. Going to make as much use of speedrun strats for this, since Blood-Starved Beast is either one of the more chaotic and difficult bosses of most Bloodborne runs, or one of the more tedious, because a careful approach means waiting for the lunge and then punishing, so an optimized Blood-Starved Beast is actually kinda boring. Also, I'm getting pretty tired of saying Blood-Starved Beast so many times, so let's go ahead and get our kill and move on. Yeah, easy peasy. Just ignore my first death for memeing. Anyway, with that last boss that shall not be named again dead, we can head up towards Upper Cathedral Ward and one more redux of... Wait! Hold on. That's actually what I wanted. Woo! I get to upgrade once I'm done exploring here. Oh yeah, I also added the stipulation that I can't just leave the second I get a new upgrade material. I either have to get through to the next shortcut or die. In this case, I go with the die option by dropping off this... Huh? Well, would you look at that? A whole area that looks exactly like the Hunter's Dream. Neat. And a 1/3 umbilical cord. Also neat. Oh, and a beastie boy. I got plenty of practice killing going through the chalice dungeons to get my beast claws. Also neat. Well, I'm through here and I've unlocked the way to Vicar Amelia. Cool. Guess I don't really need the key to get through the main gate, but the messengers here are so nice and cute. I can't leave them to not be allowed to help. Isn't that right, buddies? Aren't you all just the cutest? Also, coming through this way lets me pick up... Why did my notes say, got the whore and bastard? Oh, because Ariana is a woman of the night, and the skeptical man is a bastard. Yeah, I said it. Fuck you. Go to Yusifka's clinic. Wait, why is he in my damn chapel? Whatever. And hey, Eileen, Henrik, huh? Yeah, I can go kill him for you, and by that I mean I can fight him for a bit, and then Eileen can go ahead and take the aggro. Right? She going to ever, take the aggro? Eileen? Eileen? Oh, thank goodness. Now I can greet. Bye, Henrik. You're welcome, Eileen. I won't finish your quest line, but I'm glad I got you this far. Now that Vicar Amelia is available, let's keep doing side stuff and not actually fight her. Starting with killing this bagman, and getting killed by this bagman. On purpose. Totally on purpose. I wanted to be in Hyperion jail. You know, so I can pick up the nun. Oh, and I can fight Dark Beast Parl. He shouldn't be too difficult. I mean, sure, he's a DPS check, but I should be totally fine with a +6 Beast Claw, right? 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 No. I mean, I'm sure this is definitely a skill issue, but also, like, this is one of the first times that the limited range of the Beast Claw is really starting to mess with me. As someone who usually plays with the Hunter's Axe, or the Saw Cleaver, or the Ludwig's Holy Blade, or the Moonlight Greatsword, or, you know what, not really important. The point is, a lot of the other weapons are able to just get under Parl and start swinging away. Not the Beast Claw, though. I've got to actually get close enough to hit these spindly little legs if I want to deal damage and hopefully break a limb or two. Which I don't do in time. And now he's kicking my ass. I'll come back later. For now, let's actually go ahead and kill Amelia. And she's Amelia. It's a simple enough fight. Since she's not as spindly as Parl, or at least she curls her body tighter together than Parl, it's a lot easier to smack her around. Oof, I don't like how that sounded. I want to push her around, so I will. So I will. I want to push her down, so I will. So I will. I want to take her for granted? Nope, that got a bit can be. How about I just go ahead and slash with my claws until she dies? Yeah, that works. She doesn't even try to. Just strafe to the side, break her limbs, and can I stop fighting lady bosses for a while? I hate having to describe what the game is making me do to her. Well, eventually she's dead and we can move on. To touch Lawrence's skull and be given a vision of a certain master. What is that he's saying? Something about claws? Sir, would you like to speak up? Whatever. I'm sure it's not important. Anyway, our next stop is Hemwick Cardinal Lane. And it's here that I'd like to touch on the issue that comes with the fact that I started this New Game Plus with 99 insight and haven't really done anything to get rid of it. That's because with enough insight, these scythe ladies start to appear throughout the area, whether we've fought the main boss or not. Likewise, once we get here in the boss fight, the scythe ladies spawn right from the beginning and will be hunting me down throughout the fight. Of course, I can mostly just walk slowly away from them and they'll slowly walk towards me, doing nothing for most of the fight. As for the Witches of Hemwick themselves, we've actually got two enemies to hunt down here, and they're both invisible until you... Listen, we all know no one is coming to this video without already knowing who the Bloodborne bosses are. So let's skip the pretense. There's two bosses that look identical and can revive each other if you don't kill them fast enough. However, what I do have to add to this is a quick tip on how to determine if you're fighting the first witch or the second. Namely, the second doesn't spawn right away, which means that you can mark the first one before the second appears. Specifically, if you land some tasty viscerals, then the witch will be absolutely caked in blood throughout the rest of the fight. This means that if you track the individual bloodstains across the two bosses, then you can carefully differentiate between the two and even out the amount of damage you're doing to either one. Do you see now why Bloodborne is my favorite FromSoft game? Massive bloodstains are the way to tell between two bosses. It's so fucking metal! Alright, witch is down. Now let's go visit the already dead man and talk to him about more blood. Cool. Now we can head into the forest, also cool. And we can head up through the bottom of Yosefka's clinic, even more cool. In fact, let's celebrate by sending this crazy beast man up through this new shortcut. Yeah, buddy, you're going to love it there. And definitely not kill my friends, especially Ariana. Nobody kills Ariana. She's my special lady. Anyway, now that we're in the forest, we can get to the shadows of... Hey, why are we showing footage of this, huh? Do we really need to see? Okay, so I died to the snake guys. Once. Okay, more than once. Just get to the fucking shadows of Yarnum. So, Shadows of Yarnum, aka the Nazgul. These three are tough when my damage is still this low, since it's starting to take a while to actually burn down one of these ladies' health bars, and they get periodically stronger the further into the fight we get. It's also pretty easy to get cornered, which is essentially instant death with my limited range and stagger capabilities. That being said, the giant tombstone in the center of the arena works really well to keep the three separated, so I can turn this into a one-on-one fight for a limited time at least. The others eventually find their way around, but I can get enough brief moments of respite to start taking the shadows down one by one. All I have to do is strategically keep a specific one alive as my final opponent, to make sure that I can get a little bit of cheese going right at the end and essentially skip the giant snake phase. Yeah, it's the one with the fire, right? Oh, there are two with fire. And it's the one with the candlestick and the sword. Then who's this asshole? Tonatress girl? Crap. Well, Greed? Yeah, Greed seems to work. First rule of Bloodborne, if at first you fuck up a cheese, R1 and R1 again. Anyway, with the shadows dead, we can head into Bergenworth and fight Rom. Nothing else happens here. Only Rom. Yeah, nothing to see here. Or there. I said nothing to see! So Rom. She's pretty straightforward, I suppose. The giant spider mama herself isn't really all that threatening, especially in the first phase. What is dangerous, though, are her spider babies. These things can easily catch you while you're wailing on their mother, and in New Game Plus, without ever leveling since I started this cycle, they can kill me in 1 or 2 hits. For the first phase at least, I can take them out slowly and give myself a chance to go one-on-one with Rom for a hot minute. In some New Game cycles, you can straight up kill Rom for good right here, but not right now, and especially not with a +6 weapon. Might be cool if I had a +9 by now, but there's no chunks here. Right? Right? Phase 2 and 3 aren't quite as easy though. Rom starts attacking for herself now, and her magic can be deadly. Like, one-shot potential for sure. Which is why I never let it touch me. The key for her here is to note how she's moving and respond accordingly. If she raises up on her hind legs and lifts her head in the air, then she's summoning meteors, and you'll have to run in a circle around Rom to avoid damage. If she lifts her head and tail at the same time, then she's going to do an AoE explosion that will absolutely flatten you. Finally, if she rolls over on her back, she's going to summon meteors from the ground around her in a somewhat random pattern, but it usually forms a circle. For the last two, just run away and you should be fine. However, these attacks mean that fighting the little spiders comes with a risk of getting distracted and killed by Rom herself, so don't fight them. From here on out, I just do a series of drive-bys, running when the little spiders give me an open path, getting a few swipes in, then running out before any of the AoEs or Rom's headbanging melee attack comes out. Repeat this process ad infinitum and we're there. Hardly an issue. Sweet. Now that we're done with Rom, touch the big paper moon, and we'll head out to, oh goodness. Get me out of here. Whew, okay, that was kind of scary. Yeah, Yarhagul really knows how to send out the welcoming party. And with that welcome, we now have access to a few things. First, let's abandon progress for a bit and start picking up some sweet treats, like the Canehurst summons back in Yusefka's clinic. Oh, and let's kill the beggar emissary and fake Yusefka. She's not aggro after starting the Blood Moon phase, and she's, having a bit of a time as well. Honestly, I'd call this a mercy killing at this point, for both of us, because she sucks to fight. Ooh, another umbilical cord. Neat. And we can head back to Odin Chapel and pick up another one. Neat. Sorry, Ariana, your baby had a face only a mother could hate. Now, while I do have the Canehurst summons, that can wait. First, I'd like to get my weapon a little stronger, because this +6 shit is really starting to get old. There's gotta be one in Yarhagul, right? Yes, right there. Wait, there was one in... where? Oh, for fuck's sake. There was one in the Forbidden Woods? Are you telling me I could have been at +9 2 fucking bosses ago? Not important. What matters now is getting my weapon to +9 and getting through Yarhagul. Wow, this place isn't scary at all once I've got some real power behind my swings. Nice. On the way, we pick up the key to a Breedis, also saving for later, and we actually win an NPC fight for once. For the lamp breaking trio here, we're using what I call the Grumps method. Run away and fight whoever shows up first one-on-one. Then it's finally time for the One Reborn. He's actually surprisingly easy once you're in the know. Don't get me wrong, casually, this guy killed me like a dozen times, but just go up and kill the ladies, then come back down and start going ham on the legs near where the main body is currently right. If he's on the front, attack the front, and if he's on the back, attack the rear. It's definitely the riskier option, but once one of his limbs breaks, the main body should fall nearby, which you can hit for massive damage, unless it decides to push itself into a damn wall. Even the short range of the beast claws could still smack him around up there. Just keep up the pressure, dodge the balls of sick when they drop on top of you, and we're golden. Now we get to approach madness itself by making contact with the Mensis Scholars and entering the Nightmare Frontier for the first time. Yeah, we skipped the other opportunity because I was moving too fast and just forgot to try talking to people until I found Patches. But that's not too bad, since we can throw hands with this giant man, and as a reward, we get to uncover the truth of what's happened to Patches in this game. He doesn't look good, I'll say that much. Well, Spider-Man aside, it's time to head into the Nightmare Frontier proper, and... Alright, no, I should show this. So, got another great example of how the Beast Claws can run into some issues, especially when you're not really used to how they fight. See, these Mensis students here, the big group in the lecture hall, yeah, I've never died to them before, across dozens of playthroughs of the game. But the Beast Claws on New Game Plus, yep, that's what finally got me. It's part of a bigger issue that I've been running up against for a lot of smaller enemies, and will also be a problem for a certain DLC boss coming up later, but that's not for right now. See, the claws have abysmal reach, and the wind-up on the first attack of the combo, at least while in this beast form with the Beast Carol rune on, is just a touch longer than most other weapons of this speed. It's not that much of an issue of an increase in wind-up, a little over half a second, but that downtime gets me caught in enemy attacks constantly. So yeah, minor downside of the claws, because once you do get a combo started, it's one of the fastest weapons in the game. It can dish out massive damage and huge stagger potential. It's just a bit of a game of cat and mouse to get an actual opening to make that first swing. Anyway, on to the Nightmare Frontier. It goes about as expected, which is to say poorly, because I'm impatient and greedy. But give it enough time and attempts and kill the not Ron Spider Mama, and we finally die to this fucking hunter. Screw it, we're running. And I ran so far away. Alright, just don't get Kevin on the elevator. Fuck you, Proto-Kevin. Whatever, we're here, at Mikolash. Gonna be honest, I was hoping I could hit plus 10 before I fought him, but that's just not in the cards. Mensis Brain isn't until after this boss, so plus 9 it is. Shouldn't still be a problem, right? Right? Oh, wow, I was totally ready for the montage of death from Call from Beyond, but he only did it once, and it didn't insta-me. So yeah, Mikolash goes down pretty easily. Although I will say, this took like 15 minutes. No joke, he's easily the longest fight due to the way he runs away all the time. But yeah, he's annoying, but dead. Wanna know who else is dead? Me, from the Winter Lanterns. Yeah, I went for the Mensis Brain. Fell a couple times, got grabbed a couple more, but eventually, I pulled the lever and dropped the brain down the hole. Now all I have to do is get down there and pick up the blood rock to get a plus... Fuck it, I've got one at home. Plus 10, baby! Max power! And it's not even that high. I don't like this weapon. I really don't like this weapon. Did I really just die to Murgo? Who's wet nurse? Alright, run it back. No, not too fast, you idiot. Alright, run it back again. Deliver a few hits here, and then a few more here. Run away while she does the purple stuff forever. And eventually she's down for the count. Phew. There we are. that answers the question, I guess. Can you beat Bloodborne on New Game Plus with only the Beast Claws? Like I said before, yes, of course you can. And why does the runtime down there still say we've got so much more time? Oh, right, cleanup duty. Well, this won't take long, right? Back to the lecture hall, we can head into the first Nightmare Frontier, engage with literally nothing, and make our way back to fight Amygdala. Now, he's a mid-game boss, and we just beat the any percent finale, so there's no way he'll fucking Amygdala! This fight cheats. I hate it. I hate everything he stands for, or she, or they, or it, I don't know. The thing is a walnut-shaped chunk of brain attached to a millworm. I don't know how they identify, but I'll tell you what I think of it. I think it's a piece of shit. Remember the reach problem I was talking about? Well, that means I can't really hit the head, so how about the arms? Well, that works for a while, until of course we hit the third phase, and he rips off the only arms I can consistently hit, makes his range infinite, and won't stop jumping! Die, 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 die already, damn you. It's okay, guys. Amygdala's gone. Alright. Moving on. Let's go kill a Breedis. That'll make me feel better. She's easy. The way up to her, though, not so much. Can I just say how much I hate these brain suckers? Between them and the Winter Lanterns, Bloodborne might have some of the worst mobs in From Software history. Like, this is my favorite game, and it has multiple enemies that essentially have a one-hit KO grab attack sprinkled throughout the game. Everyone hates them, and I speak for everyone. Well, I speak for me, but I'm the everyone that's in the room recording right now. So yeah, you know what? Sound off in the comments if you also hate the grabby boys. Either these two in Bloodborne, or all of them in the FromSoft catalog. Moving on again. Oh right, Celestial Emissaries first. Well, he's easy. Find the one without a health bar, hit him until he sprouts, then hit him some more until he dies. Easy peasy. Now we can go get to a Breedis. And she's, actually not too bad with the Beast Claws. A lot of her attacks seem to not be ready for me to be this close to her, and I get a pretty lucky hit on her head that staggers her and opens her up for a visceral. After that, she doesn't last long. Never even really have to worry about the Call Beyond second phase. Cool. Breedis down. For the main game, that only leaves Martyr Logarius left, up in Canehurst Castle. The castle is actually really easy to run through. I barely even get hit. Between the ghost ladies and the servants, no one really chases all that hard in here. Logarius himself, though, he's a different story. Like, I managed to get him on the first try, sure, but I'm pretty sure RNGesus was on my side here. Because he keeps taking these pauses where he doesn't attack at all, and doesn't react to my healing. It's kinda strange. I mean, I'm following proper procedure and everything, dodging under his jumping lunge, breaking the sword when he sticks it in the ground, but still, I definitely should have died more than once. But he just kinda let me live. Well, I don't do him the same courtesy and end the martyr once and for all. Of course, that does doom the world to be threatened once again by the return of the Vile Bloods, but is that really so bad? Yes, according to the lore, kinda, yes. Well, with Logarius dead, it's time to head to the DLC. First up on the docket is a light sprint through not Cathedral Ward, and a heavy beating from Ludwig. Remember my rage towards Amygdala? The white-hot screaming anger? Yeah, Ludwig is right around there. Except for him, it comes all the way around to silent seething. Like, even while watching back over this footage to piece this video together, I might actually be melting my chair with the hellish rage bubbling away in my gut right now. It's starting to leak. I'm going to need to get my floor fixed. Damn. Yeah, I hate Ludwig with a burning passion. I hate him. I hate whoever designed him. I hate whatever apologists decide to suck his massive horsecock because he's the start of the DLC and, oh my gosh, he's so hard, I love it. Yeah, I got stuck on him for like 6 hours. It was awesome. He's so good. I love getting pounded into the dirt for days by this bullshit boss and chugging his glog glog glog. Fuck you. I'm a Ludwig hater. I am a Ludwig lover hater. If you love this horse bastard, we cannot be friends. For reals though, I cannot figure out his first phase. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. His attacks, I dodge. I still get hit. He lunges. I dodge. He carries me in his fucking mouth and hits me at the end of my iframe. He jumps on the ceiling, and honestly, all I can do here is pray. It's claw swipe after second mouth water breathing thing, after hoof kick, after charging slam. I just can't get my head wrapped around his random flailing movements. However, when I stick it out long enough, we finally get into the good stuff. Phase 2. Now, a big dude with a sword? Yeah, that shit I can understand. That's the Soulsborne boss design I know. The 3-hit slam can catch a lot of players off guard, but if you understand that it can become a 3-hit combo, then don't go for the punish during the gap after the second hit, since he can choose to either slam twice or 3 times at random intervals. Also, if he points his blade to the ground, get the hell out of there. You will die. If he points his blade up, get behind him and unleash hell. This is the biggest punish opportunity he'll give you. With this knowledge, he doesn't stand a chance. Listen, I never said I was good at this game, just that I'm willing to try new things. Okay, let's get there again. Even phase 2 kicks my ass these days. Come on, you horse bastard, die already. Fucking die! Die! Yes, he's dead. He's finally dead. Is that his head? Kill him again! Again, and again, and again! Next boss. Oh, it's the double NPC fight. Clear the rats so they don't sneak up on you while you're running away, and play Ring Around the Rosie with the tomb above the stairs. Shouldn't be too much of a problem, even for me, who has been having a lot of trouble with NPC fights with these beast claws up until this point. Either way, they're dead. Next, boss, which is the Living Failures. Oh, and the research hall went fine. Got a clip of this funny little guy yeeting himself out of frame. Weird that these guys have this kind of attack. Also weird how many variants of the patients there are in this place. A deep dive into this might be a video down. You know, when I actually start getting to writing video essays like this channel was supposed to be about. But yeah, the Living Failures live up to their name and fail to kill me. Though not from a lack of trying. They knock my shit around. And summon the meteor shower. But aggression absolutely melts these guys. As long as you can keep an eye out for when they attack, you'll be fine. Which then leads us directly into Maria. This then begs the question, how do you solve a problem like Maria? Sorry, my drama kid background is showing. Let's get to the fight. My favorite fight, in fact. Yeah, Maria is fantastic. I love her multiple phases, the constant swapping between one-handing and two-handing her weapon, with a gunshot coming when you least expect it to catch me in my aggression. It's all the best parts about Gascoigne and Gehrman, without any of the bullshit that ruins those fights. Nothing Maria pulls feels like it's unfair, or beyond the reasonable control of the player. If I die to Maria, which I do, it's because I made a mistake. And eventually, I stop making too many mistakes and she goes down. Keeping close in her final phase is actually surprisingly effective. As long as you can dodge to the side enough to keep from getting clipped by the blood and fire, almost every attack is a worthy punish. Either way, great fight, 10 out of 10, would fight again with any weapon. Maria is great. Hopefully the next couple bosses are equally as great. First we have to kill Brador, but he's easy. Dude even forgot to drink his leaden potion. Okay, now I'm given a choice, because there are 2 bosses left in the DLC, and one of them feels like a better thematic end, while the other is often a bit harder for me. But for the sake of the video, I think I'm going to head out and challenge Lawrence first. We'll save the other guy for the end. So, Lawrence, my first time fighting him, I killed him so fast he barely spent any time in his second phase. This time, no, I do not have the damage for that. Phase 1 is lasting a while, and I'm not doing well. I never really noticed this until I fought him a few times, but even though his moveset is similar to Cleric Beast, the addition of fiery AoEs means that the same punishes don't exactly work. Plus, I suck at dodging these stupid grabs. Full disclosure, I spent the better part of a day on this, and yeah, I'm struggling. Like, this is definitely a skill issue, but yeah, my skill is not up to beating this guy like this. Which is ironic, considering that this fight is how you normally get the beast form I've been using this whole time. Nothing here feels as bullshit as Amygdala or Ludwig, but I just cannot get past it regardless. Maybe what I need is a break. I know, I said I'd hold off on the final boss of the DLC for the sake of the video, but for my own sanity, I might need to step away and fight someone else. So, Orphan of Kos might be exactly the pick-me-up I need. I love this fight.
Daddy, I don't want to be on Namek anymore.
Fuck it. We're ending this. Garmin, please, take me. Take me to the credits. Huh? No, I don't want to die. Garmin, buddy? Shit. Listen, Garmin, all I want is the credits, okay? I even ate the umbilical cords. That gets me the true ending, right? No need for us to fight over this. Garmin? He's not listening. Come on, Garmin, buddy. I know we haven't really been talking much this playthrough, but are you really going to take that this negatively? Yeah? Okay, fine. Have it your way. Whew. There we go. He's dead. We can move on to the credits. Huh? The hell is that thing? Ew! Don't hug me, you tentacle freak! Get off! You know what? Fuck it. I'll kill you too, Moon Presence, if that's what it takes. I'll kill everything in this damn nightmare. Die! 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 No. That's not enough. More death. I need more death. But to accomplish that, I must dive deep. Deep into the cheese. We are born of the cum, made men by the cum, undone by the cum. Our eyes are yet to crust. Fear the old cum. Oh, Lawrence, ready to die? Yeah, let's go, motherfucker. You too, Orphan. Time to put the whole cosmic family down. Now join your mother as prey for the hunters. Well, that got heated. Goodness, maybe I'll have a better time against them with the next build I try. But hey, that's a story for next time. See you soon.